There are two things you don't mess with out here in the hill country: a man's land, and his workshop. Especially my workshop. Name's Ray. Been welding since I was 15. Did my time in the military, ran a fab shop in Houston, then retired out to the peaceful side of the world with a couple acres, a ridgeline view, and a workshop that would make a master mechanic cry tears of joy. Every tool had its place. The slab was poured thick enough to park a tank. And the big roll-up doors? Custom built from aircraft-grade steel. My kingdom. I bought the land outright, 5 acres of peace just past the bend near Cedar Hollow Lake. The place used to be part of a ranch, but the land got parceled off over the years. Most of my neighbors were retirees or folks who kept to themselves. Except one. Cynthia Branshaw, president of the Lakeview Ridge HOA. Or as I came to know her, Karen in designer sunglasses. Her place backed up to mine, 1 lot over. White lattice fencing. 3 yappy dogs. A BMW that she treated like it ran on unicorn tears. The first time I met her, she came strutting across my gravel driveway holding a clipboard and what I'm pretty sure was a glass of Chardonnay. "You'll need to submit your exterior color scheme for HOA approval," she said, gesturing to my dark green steel-sided workshop. I blinked. "Color scheme?" "Yes," she said. "All outbuildings visible from the ridge must conform to the visual harmony guidelines." I smiled, leaned on my welding table, and said real slow, "Ma'am, this isn't part of your HOA." She sniffed like I just said a slur. "You're adjacent to the HOA." "Adjacent," I repeated. "Not in it." "Well, the guidelines still apply visually." I pointed to the tree line. "Can't see a damn thing from your street." She pursed her lips. "That workshop is an eyesore. And your perfume's an act of war, but here we are." She left in a huff. Now, if that were the end of it, we wouldn't be talking. But no. Karen can't just have boundaries. She has to control everything within the reach of her manicured nails and perfectly ironed yoga pants. Over the next month, she escalated. Started snapping pictures from her yard. Filed complaints with the county, none of which stuck. I even caught her standing on a step stool behind her fence just to peek over and document my supposed violations. But I kept it cool. Documented everything. Security cams, motion sensors, digital backups. I didn't want trouble. Until the day she forced it. It was a Friday afternoon. I'd just finished fabricating a custom smoker trailer for a guy down in Austin. Backed it into the workshop, cleaned up my tools, and locked up like always. Solid steel roll-up door, padlocked side entry, motion sensors armed. Went inside, cracked a beer, sat down to enjoy some ribs I'd been smoking since noon. Then I got a notification on my phone. Motion detected, workshop east door. I tapped into the camera feed. And there she was. Karen. With gloves on. Trying to wedge a Slim Jim into the side entry door of my shop like she was starring in Grand Theft Auto, Suburbia Edition. I stared in disbelief as she fumbled and yanked at the handle, even trying to wedge a crowbar under the latch. She clearly had no clue what she was doing, but she was determined. Then, like a gift from the gods of poetic justice, I heard a car engine pull into the gravel. It was her own BMW X5. Parked. Inside. My driveway. Blocking my roll-up bay door. While she was still inside the shop fence line. That's when I acted. Did I go outside yelling? No. Did I call the cops? Nope. I walked to the shop's digital panel, opened the smart control app, and activated the security lockdown. Steel bollards rose from the concrete behind the driveway. The gate automatically sealed. And the workshop's exterior motion shutters clicked closed. It was like locking down Fort Knox. Karen turned around just in time to watch her BMW become a very expensive prisoner. She screamed. Ran to the fence. Yanked on the gate. Pounded on it. I walked outside, casually munching on a rib. Something wrong, Karen? You trapped my car. Nope, I said, you parked your car illegally on private property. While trying to break into a workshop that doesn't belong to you. This is a misunderstanding, she said, sweating now. Don't worry. The sheriff can sort it out. She paled. You wouldn't dare. I already did. See, while she was jimmying my door like an amateur, my security system automatically called the sheriff's office. That's how I set it up, motion triggers plus external lock tampering equals instant dispatch. 3 minutes later, the blue lights appeared. Deputy Sosa. Local, and a good guy. I'd helped him fix his trailer axle a few weeks back. He walked up, took one look at Karen, and sighed. She again? Karen put on her innocent face. I thought the building was abandoned. In broad daylight? He asked. With security lights blinking and surveillance signs posted? I was checking for code violations. Sosa turned to me. You want to press charges? I was quiet for a moment. Then I nodded. Yeah. I think it's time. She exploded. I am the HOA president. Of an HOA I'm not in, I said. You broke onto private property and trespassed with tools. That's attempted burglary where I come from. She tried to backpedal, said she was just trying to verify a leak complaint. Claimed she thought someone was running illegal welding equipment. Sosa didn't buy it. She was cuffed right there. The whole time, she screamed about lawsuits and lawyers and social media defamation like I was the villain in some low-budget TV drama. Her BMW? Got towed. The workshop? Stayed locked tight. And me? I spent the next weekend upgrading the fence, adding a second motion-activated camera facing the street, and, for good measure, mounting a "Trespassers will be melted" sign with a little silhouette of a plasma cutter torch. 2 weeks later, I got a certified letter from the HOA board. Turns out Karen had lied to them too. Claimed she had informal authority to inspect properties adjacent to the HOA boundary. The board was furious. She was forced to resign under threat of civil liability. As for the charges? Her lawyer tried to settle. I agreed, under one condition. She had to pay for the repair to my side gate latch and issue a written apology. I framed it. Hung it in my workshop. Right next to the steel bar she tried to use to pry open my door. Now, whenever I walk in and flip on the lights, I see it there, glinting under the fluorescence, a reminder of what happens when someone tries to walk into a man's kingdom and steal his peace. Karen? She moved. Rumor is she took a condo 2 towns over with a strict pet policy and worse parking. Me? I'm still here. Still welding. Still free. And my workshop? Locked, loaded, and protected by the most unbreakable wall of all, consequences.